Everyone, it's Megan. This is my May favorites video. I really enjoy watching everyone else's monthly favorites, so I'm going to try it this month because I have a lot that I really liked about the month of May. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is this little white bookshelf behind me. I actually bought that at Goodwill several months ago, but my husband's finally been putting up all these little shelves I've been collecting this past month. So it's not big enough for books, but it's big enough for just some little goodies that I wanted to display. So that's what that is. And then my favorite book of the month of May is In This Moment by Karma Brown. I briefly discussed this in my May wrap-up, which I posted yesterday. I might do a more in-depth but spoiler-free review of this and another book that I read at the end of the month. This was my only... I read a lot of really good books in May, but this was my only 5-star, I believe. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this resting book face pouch. I got this from Booksparks, which if you've been keeping up with me this month, Booksparks is a marketing company that has been sending me books all month, and they're going to be sending books every week of the summer for me to post pictures of on Instagram and read and review. It's called their Summer Reading Challenge. If you search the hashtag SRC 2017 on Instagram, you'll see a lot of book bloggers and bookstagrammers are participating in this. So I can't remember the company. They did email me and listed the company. It was something to do with Shabby, My Shabby Bag or something like that, maybe. But the next thing, I'm trying to look at my handy-dandy list over here so I can keep myself on target. Shelf, book, bag, show, Netflix. I binged Dear White People this month. I watched like the first couple episodes, and then I watched, I think there were 8 more. I think all over a day or two. I really, really enjoyed it. It was really funny, and I liked it better than the movie. I tried to watch the movie, and I think it just was not meant for me or something. A lot of it, I think, was just going over my head. I wasn't getting the humor, and I like satire, but I wasn't, as a white person, I feel like I just didn't get a lot of the, I just didn't care for it. But I love the TV show, and I'm looking forward to season 2. Let's see, next, podcast. This isn't necessarily my favorite podcast, but I feel like I've talked a lot about my favorite murder, which is already really well known. The Facebook group has over 129,000 people in it, so I really don't think, I'd rather talk about something lesser known. So I decided to tell you about a local podcast. It's called Cold Traces. I'm saying it's local because it's a local reporter, and the first case that she discussed is a New England murder from 40 years ago. So the podcast is called Cold Traces. And the first season is about Teresa Corley, who was a teenage girl who was murdered in Bellingham, Massachusetts. It's only 4 episodes, and the first episode is just like a 2-minute intro. So basically 3 episodes. I just listened to episode 3, and that is the last planned episode about Teresa Corley, and she's going to be doing future seasons about other cases that have gone cold, And if she has any updates about Teresa Corley, she will do that. And so, yeah. So if you're interested in true crime, cold cases, mysteries, and you like podcasts, check that out. It doesn't take, all 3 episodes will take you maybe 3.5 hours or so. Next, let's see. Oh, okay. So next I wanted to talk about this. I have participated in a few bookish swaps over the last few months. And one recent one I participated in, they sent this Be Brave. It looks like a book, but it's a box. So I have a few Post-its and a little journal in there that I got in another swap at one point. I'm kind of a swapaholic. So yeah, I like that. I think it's neat. I can just like put it up on my shelf and it sort of looks like a book. Next, I wanted to show you some new adult coloring books that I've picked up. I have Nature Escapes. This is a Crayola coloring book. And it has really cool pictures. And they all pretty much have to do with nature, animals. There's like 4 different sections. Flying creatures. I don't know if you can see that. Flying creatures, wild animals. Take the Plunge is ocean animals, and Tiny Treasures is like little insects. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum in coloring books is my Go Fuck Yourself coloring book. Go Fuck Yourself, I'm coloring. So it's, it's a naughty word coloring book. So it's got like Leave Me the Fuck Alone, Cuntzilla. That's, I can't show you if you can see that. Eat My Ass Like a Cupcake. That's Screw You. Eat a Goddamn Bag of Dicks. Yeah, so that's fun. And finally, something I just did that I've been wanting to do for a while, because I've seen some other people on BookTube do this. Sorry for the glare on my glasses. Go like that. Okay, so I have filled this. Let's see if I can. Okay, no, I'm not gonna try. Okay, we'll do this one. So I did this with 2 different containers. I have nonfiction titles in here, and the one that fell is classics. So I've got so many books on my shelf, and I know some people do this like every month. This is kind of just a regular part of how they pick their TBR. And I'm not going to necessarily do this every single month. I might do it as part of my TBR video if I'm doing a TBR video, or I might just decide randomly through the month I'm in the mood for a classic or a nonfiction, and I'm just going to pick a title from the container because that looks like a fun thing to do, and because I have so many books to read, and sometimes I just, like any other person that has too many books, I just don't always know where to start. I'd like to do a container for just regular fiction, just generic, not generic, but like all my fiction that I have to read. So that way I can just, if I don't know where to go next, just pick one out of the container. And I don't know how much I'm going to use these over the next few months because I do have the BookSparks Summer Reads program, which is sending me like 6 to 7 books a month. So I feel like I'm going to have plenty to read. But if I do just want to pick up a nonfiction or a classic, that's probably how I'm going to do it. So thank you for watching my first favorites video. Sorry for my klutziness. And probably lots of double chin shots. What can you do? I'm going to post my tentative TBR reading plans for June soon, and a couple other videos, so stay tuned. Have a good day.